The following is an Animation Hall of Fame special presentation.
Now that we're at the end of our board meeting, let me just reiterate something. My future and ongoing purpose as the CEO and chairman of the Animation Hall of Fame is to utilize, as I have in the past, my strengths as a commander, achiever, developer, and activator. This has always been my basis for the advancement of our Animation Hall of Fame organization over the past 8 years. By continuing to utilize all of my personal and professional strengths to the best of my ability, we will succeed in completing our major and most important goal we have set out for the future.
Who you are defines what you do. This is a statement visionary, leader, and humanitarian Hal Miles has tried to live by. This is the story how he would succeed in creating and giving to the world his greatest vision. Harold Walter Miles II was born in 1960 in the small Midwestern town of Rushville, Indiana. At an early age, he developed a love for creating and became enchanted and curious with animated cartoons on television, such as Gumby and Pokey. Now living in Indianapolis, Indiana, late one Saturday night in 1971, he tuned in to watch one of his favorite weekly movie TV shows, Science Fiction Theater. There he saw the movie that would change his life and would start him on his life's journey into the world of animation. That movie was Mighty Joe Young. The lead character, Joe, was created by a process called stop-motion animation and was created by one of the great animation pioneers and the grandfather of stop-motion animation, Willis Harold Obie O'Brien. His assistant, who would later become Hal's future mentor, was the great stop-motion animator, Ray Harryhausen. Throughout the next few teenage years, he learned about animation and experimented with creating his own animation and making live-action short films. This eventually led him to producing and directing a series of animated commercials for a local bakery chain, which taught him the basics of managing and running his first professional business, Anorama Productions. After graduating high school, he moved to Hollywood, California, where he had been accepted into the film trade school, Columbia College. This also gave him the opportunity to meet with his animation heroes, with whom he had been corresponding. One such meeting led him to being hired permanently at the animation studio of his dreams, CPC and Associates. And while working there, he also continued with college. The experience and education from both would lead him into having a successful career in the entertainment industry. He became a well-established and sought-after visionary, creator, director, producer, and entertainment business owner. Also, throughout this time, he realized how the animation pioneers, artists, and their artwork was being forgotten and discarded. He started to plan and conceive which would eventually become his greatest visionary project. In 2001, he was contacted by president and founder of the Savannah College of Art and Design, Paula Wallace. She wanted him to produce and direct an animated short based on her children's book, Rick and Rocky. He accepted the one-year contract and immediately went into production, utilizing the talents of many of the students. After completing the production, President Wallace asked him to stay to help teach and develop their new animation and visual effects programs. He accepted the position, having enjoyed working with the students. While teaching, he earned a justifiable bachelor's and master's degree, as well as being awarded an honorary doctorate. During this time, he met and married animation historian and enthusiast Nancy Schultz McClellan, who also shared his dream and visions for animation. In 2011, they formed and incorporated the nonprofit organization Animation Hall of Fame. It would be an organization that would allow the world to honor the great animation pioneers and artists, while also preserve their artistic creations. Over the next several years, there was extensive designing along with successful implementation of various projects and their goals that would help the Animation Hall of Fame move forward. Also during this period of time, Hal chose to return to college. He was awarded Pell Grants, which allowed him to attend Valencia College in Orlando, Florida. While only there for a short time, he was able to use the extensive resources available, and he learned progressively new techniques and methods from his professors. By drawing from and implementing what Hal had learned, he was able to make the Animation Hall of Fame's future projects extremely successful.
My friends, as some of you may know, years ago, late one Saturday night, in a far-off land called Indiana, I watched a movie on television that would be the determining factor in changing my life forever. Now, some 48 years later, I've completed, with the help of the love of my life and animation historian Nancy Miles, and along with the wonderful help and dedication of many others, a series of goals which have allowed us to permanently honor the pioneers and artists of the great art form of animation, as well as display and preserve their creations. The Animation Hall of Fame was founded and launched 18 years ago. Then, through a time of much reflection and study at Valencia College 8 years later, I, along with the approval of the board of directors, spearheaded a new plan and structure that has made it possible for us to be here today. As CEO and chairman, I am honored, and please allow me to present to you and the world the long-awaited Animation Hall of Fame complex.